Saving $100,000 is not just a random number, it's a tipping point. And once you cross it, everything changes. But the truth is, most people never get there. In this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to go from $0 to $100,000 using real systems that actually work. I'm gonna teach you my CEO system to take control of your money and my December rule to level up your investing. Once you have this playbook, I will show you the traps that often steal money right out of your pocket. So if I lost everything and I had to make $100K right now from scratch, this is exactly what I would do. Why $100K? The first $100K is your first taste of financial freedom. Once you hit it, money really starts to work for you. Your investments start to compound faster than your paycheck, confidence grows, and you have lots more options. Also, you will finally stop worrying about every little financial decision because you have a financial moat. Now that you understand the importance of that first $100K, let me just crush a major myth that so many of us believe. I hear this all the time. If I just earned more, I would be rich. If I just earned more, my money problems would disappear. Wrong. The problem is not just how much you earn, it's also what you do with the money. Even high earners often feel like they don't have enough money. 1 in 3 households earning between $100 and $150K a year worry about paying their bills. How is this possible? It's not just that they're stupid or they're spending money irresponsibly. It is that the way you feel about money is often uncorrelated with how much you're actually making. Put it this way, when you have money, the world is gonna give you a lot of ways to spend it. Think about it. What do people talk about when they imagine having more money? It's not sitting there and compounding. It's a bigger house. It's a fancier car. It's a trip to the Maldives, college for their kids. All of those things cost a lot of money. Before you know it, that new earning that you have is right out the door. Now listen, I'm the first person to tell you, if you want to stay at a nice hotel and you can afford it, do it. But I always want to make sure that you can afford it and that you are thinking ahead. That way, you don't just take one vacation and then you're strapped for cash for the rest of your life. No, I want you to live a rich life today and an even richer life tomorrow. And that means spending extravagantly on the things you love now and cutting costs mercilessly on the things you don't. Now, to be clear, I am not the guy who's gonna tell you you need to cut back because you're spending too much on beets. Oh, that beet salad was so unaffordable, so crazy. Nobody wants to hear about how you reuse paper towels. Oh, I dried it. It's so cool. We can use it 3 times. The smart system like the one I'm gonna show you today allows for you to spend on what you care about. And yes, earning more money is great. I can show you how, but more income alone will not get you to 100K. This next concept will make you more money than any income increase, and most people never learn it. The hardest part is the first 100K. This is good news. The first 100K is the hardest part. It gets a lot easier after that. Once you invest your first 100K, you're gonna see that net worth skyrocket. In fact, I made a video about it. This is just plain math, specifically compound interest, which builds on itself over time. And this is why I have been personally investing in the stock market since I was 14 freaking years old. But don't worry, you don't have to rewind in time, go back to when you were a teenager, freaking playing video games, me with my weird little mustache, and say, oh, why didn't I invest? I lost all the time. Is it too late? No, I'm gonna show you an example right now so you can see what I mean. Let's assume that you are investing $600 a month and you get a 7% return on your investments. That's a very conservative assumption. After 10 years, you'll have over $102,000. Here's the magic part. In all of those years combined, you actually only contributed $72,000. That last $30,000 came from compound interest. And this actually gets easier over time. As you keep investing, you will start earning more and more in compound interest than you're contributing. Look at this. By the time you hit $1 million, your earnings from interest have snowballed into nearly 70% of your total balance. Now it's time to build a system that's gonna make you wealthy. Step 1, eliminate your high interest debt. Stop it. Stop snoring. Ramit, so boring. I don't want to have to do debt. It's impossible to get ahead of it. You never even looked at your freaking debt. Do you know how much debt you owe? Do you know the interest rate? And do you know the exact month and year your debt will be paid off? No, you don't. So keep watching this video. This alone will put you ahead of 50% of the people you know. In the entire system I'm showing you, this is the only place where speed really matters. That's because instead of compound interest growing your savings, the opposite is happening. Compound interest is working against you. It's almost like trying to run a race, but you have a 200-pound weight vest on your shoulders. It's really hard to make progress unless you get rid of that thing. So you have to stop giving all of your money to the banks and credit card companies. I'll show you what I mean. Remember how we used 7% in our calculations for how much your investments can earn over time? Well, 27% credit card interest will wipe out those gains, and they can destroy your wealth faster than any plan can fix. Once that debt is gone, you finally have a lot of money you can allocate towards your plan. You can use that cash to start investing, bump up your existing investments, and build wealth even faster. So far, you've built a rock-solid foundation for your first 100K. Now it's time to scale. Quick pause before we go into the system that builds your wealth, because this next part won't matter much if you haven't protected the people who rely on you. If you have kids or people who depend on you, you need to make sure they are protected financially in case something unexpected happens to you. And the best way to do that is to make sure you have term life insurance, not whole life insurance. That's where this video's sponsor can help. Fabric by Gerber Life is term life insurance you can get done today. Made for busy parents like you, it's all online and on your schedule. You could be covered in under 10 minutes with no health exam required. If you've got kids, and especially if you're young and healthy, it's a great idea to lock in rates now. Also, if you have life insurance through your employer, it may not offer enough protection for your family, and if you leave, it might not follow you to another job. Fabric has flexible, high-quality policies that fit into your family and your budget, like $1 million in coverage for less than $1 a day. There's no risk, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, and you can cancel at any time. Join the thousands of parents who trust Fabric to help protect their family. Apply today in just minutes at meetfabric.com/Ramit Sethi or click the link in the description below. Okay, let's build the system because this is where things start to scale. You know why I love systems? Because in a way, I'm lazy. I don't want to have to wake up every morning. Oh, what should I wear? What should I eat? Where should I go? Who should I don't want that. I just want a system that with cold, clear logic tells me exactly what to do. Don't be misled. This system does not control me. I build the system so I can decide what I want to happen. That's what we're going to do with something called the CEO system. It makes things so clear. C stands for cutting costs. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to spend 25 cents per meal or turn off your lights at 7 p.m. to save on electricity. It's a waste of my time. You actually don't have to cut costs on everything, and you shouldn't. However, you should cut costs mercilessly on the things you don't care about. In order to do this, my free conscious spending plan template, which you can download from the link in the description below, is a fantastic way to decide what is and is not important to you. Once you see it on one piece of paper, it becomes very clear what you should cut. The conscious spending plan will finally help you understand the 4 numbers that matter with your money, so you can build wealth and spend more on the things you want to guilt-free. Maybe you don't care about having the latest phone or living in a big house or eating at fancy restaurants. Cool. The key point you're going to learn is that in order to spend more on the things you love, you can cut back on the things you don't. Now, when I say this, a lot of people go, oh, Ramit, what if I love everything? You don't. You're just being lazy. That's just an easy way to say, I don't want to make decisions. I don't want to entertain trade-offs. So I'm going to give you this little phrase. What if I love everything? You don't love everything. You don't love spending the same amount on irons, as well as salads, as well as eating out, as well as jewelry, as well as your freaking protein powder. Trust me, you don't care about those things equally. You probably care about a couple things a lot. Maybe it is traveling. Maybe it is eating healthy food. Maybe it is kids' activities. And that's okay. I want you to spend more on those things. And I want you to be honest about the things that you don't care about as much. E stands for earning more. No, income alone will not make you rich, but earning more is an important part of our overall system. Now, I'm not talking about filling out some online surveys for $3. That's not going to make any difference. What I want you to do is to build the skill of earning more money, and it is a skill. I have videos on everything from how to get a raise to rewriting your resume to ace an interview for a new job. Use them. Or you can get my proven playbook on how to start a side business. This is my Earn 1K program, and my business programs have helped thousands of people start earning more. They show you the step-by-step system to start earning $1,000 more per month and then turn that number up. Remember, earning more is a skill and you can do it. The last part of my CEO strategy is optimize your finances. Now you can start doing this with the next concept I'm going to show you, setting up your automation flow. What is an automation flow? An automation flow means you don't have to wake up in the morning and check your apps. You don't have to wonder where your money should go. It all flows like water and it flows automatically. Money is automatically going to your savings, to your investment, even to allow you to go out and eat at a nice restaurant. Here's what your automation flow looks like. You get direct deposit from your paycheck. That goes to your savings and your investment accounts. And you have money left over for guilt-free spending. This is simple. In most cases, your bank will let you set up automatic deposits from your checking account directly into savings and investing right through the app or the website. You don't even have to talk to a person. Oh, Gen Z, I'm so scared of talking to people. Get over it. Get a life, learn a skill, but I know you're not going to, so just do it on the app. And once you know that money is being set aside every month, you are clear to spend money guilt-free on the things you care about. Let me put it this way. You can afford to go out and get an energy drink or take a trip with a friend because you already know that you've saved and invested automatically. This is the magic of the system. Automation is not just lazy, it's powerful. So you can forget about the budgeting apps that take up all your time, tracking everything. No, you set your system with automation flow and move on. In fact, I'm going to say something that might be controversial. The less time you spend manually tracking and budgeting your money, you will probably do better over the long term, as long as you have your system set up. Now, you want to know how to save even more without really trying hard? This one is powerful. One tactic that I love to use is the 1% December increase. Here's how it works. Let's just say you are currently investing 10% of your take-home pay. What's next? Here's what you do. Every December, you increase your investment percentage by 1%. That's it, just 1%. Now, the beauty in that is that 1% is so small, you will not even notice the difference. And two, when you invest a percentage of your income, that number actually scales as you begin earning more. So if you get a $10,000 raise, you will be investing more. If you get a different job, you will be investing more. The more you earn, the bigger that 1% will be, and this becomes automatic. Even better, some of the biggest brokerages like Vanguard, sometimes Empower, will let you set up annual increases for the future automatically. You don't even have to check on it every year. But if you don't have those features, just put a calendar reminder right now in your calendar, December 15th, set it up, and you will build wealth in your sleep. This one change alone can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars to you. Let's fix something that could destroy your finances overnight. When I once went to the Warren Buffett annual investor presentation in Omaha, Warren Buffett said something that really shocked me. He said, the way we've set up Berkshire Hathaway, their investment company, we will never run out of money. And I was like, damn, that is confidence. And that is exactly what I want for me and for you. That's why we're talking about building a moat, which normally we know as protecting a castle, but your financial moat is going to protect you when you have a surprise medical bill or a car repair or another urgent expense you didn't predict. Your financial moat is 3 to 6 months of living expenses in an emergency fund that you keep somewhere accessible, but is still earning a little bit of interest. Now, when I say living expenses, I'm talking about your fixed costs and what it takes to keep your life going every month. That's your rent or mortgage, utility bills, car payments, groceries, any critical bills. Now, it's okay if you're not sure down to the dollar. An estimate is enough. I typically take my fixed costs and add 15% just for things I didn't anticipate. Please listen carefully, you freaking optimizers. Your emergency fund should not be invested. Investing is for money that you're not going to need for years. If an emergency happens, you want that money to be accessible and predictable. Now, we talked about your automation flow, sending money from your income to savings and then investments. Your emergency fund should be part of those savings. I'm all about investing. I want to invest aggressively, but I also want us to have money in case of an emergency. Life happens. Now, I said you should start with 3 to 6 months of expenses, but eventually you can save up to 12 months of living expenses. That's my own personal rule. Now, maybe you're worried about the economy. Maybe you're not feeling secure in your job. A little extra cash sitting there quietly liquid can give you a big peace of mind. Once you get beyond 12 months, though, there are a lot better places for your money. Let's find them. And no, I'm not talking about your 26-year-old friend who told you that you need to put 100% of your portfolio in Bitcoin. Instead, I personally invest the vast majority of my net worth in index funds and or target date funds. These are simple, low cost, and they make a lot of money over the long term. Now, let me tell you what they are. Index funds are just baskets of stocks that automatically diversify your money for you. In fact, over 80% of managers lose to index funds. These things work. They are low cost. You can find them at every major brokerage, Schwab, Fidelity, Vanguard, all of them. Target date funds are a little different. They basically are one fund and you pick it based on the year that you're planning to retire. So if you're planning to retire in 2060, you can find a fund like Fidelity Freedom 2060 Fund or Vanguard 2060 Fund. Now, what I like about these funds, they're automatically diversified and they are the ultimate set it and forget it investment because as you get older, they become automatically less risky or more conservative. Remember, when you're 65 years old or 70 years old, your investments should be more conservative than someone who's 25 years old. And these things do it automatically. I like index funds and target date funds, especially for one reason. They are low cost. In investing, costs really matter. Let me show you an example. Let's say you're 30 years old. You invest $50,000 and you contribute another $1,000 a month. Over 35 years, the difference between paying a 0.2% management fee and 1% management fee is nearly $400,000. All that money gone straight to fees. So I want you to focus on low costs in your investing. Now, in this next step, I see a lot of people struggle with it, but it's really important to get it right. Please stop asking broke people for money advice. Why on earth would you think the tactics that didn't work for them will work for you? Stop scrolling TikTok and start finding people whose financial advice you trust and who are not delusional. You should really be surrounding yourself with people who normalize wealth building and talk about it in a way that is sustainable, long-term, reasonable. Now, listen, if your friends are all broke, okay, that's one thing. I actually think that's great that you're watching this video because sometimes we have to be able to meet new communities to introduce new ideas to us. Don't limit yourself to your friends. Think about the role models that you can get, people who are good with money. For example, when I ask people to name someone who they know is good with money, 50% of them can't even name a single person. That's really common, and that explains so much of why we see bad money behaviors. But here's the thing, you actually can go out and find people who are good with money, who normalize investing consistently, who will call you on some of the BS you might be doing and help gently nudge you in the right direction. Start with me. You can subscribe to this channel. I'll tell you the truth about what it takes to build wealth using real examples from real people, and I'll show you exactly how to do it. And don't stop here. I've seen thousands of people do everything right and still fail. Why? Because of what I'm about to show you next. By now, you have almost everything you need to get to your first 100K. But it's going to be hard to get there if you can't protect yourself from these 4 traps that can often steal that money and even worse, your time. First is all the get-rich-quick stuff you will see on social media. These are meme stocks. These are people buying Airbnbs without properly accounting for costs, or the side hustle culture that tells you can only sleep 3 hours a night. I don't believe in this stuff. You know, I work hard, but I've never done an all-nighter. I have never had to have 40 different types of investments. I don't even own real estate because I don't own a screwdriver. I don't want to fix anything. I just text somebody and they fix it for me. So much of what we see on social media is get rich quick. But that's not the way real wealth is built. Real wealth is almost always built through smart systems that take time. The second trap is toxic frugality extremism. Wow, you walked 8 miles to work so you didn't have to pay $3 to take the subway. I don't find it cool to save 70% of money for 15 or 20 years and then retire early so that I can go and brag on a forum. I actually think that we need to be focusing on building the skill of saving and also the skill of spending. You want a rich life, not a life of self-imposed deprivation. The third trap is the I missed my chance syndrome. Some people watch my videos, they read my book, and then they feel bad. They go, I should have started when I was 20. Yeah, maybe you should have. And we can't go back in time, but we can start today. That's why I don't want you to make the same mistake twice. You still have time, start now. The fourth trap is the optimization spiral. I'm talking to every tech bro between the ages of 20 and 38 years old. Let me just tell you right now, ban the word optimization from your life. Right now, you optimize dating, you optimize relationships, you optimize food, you optimize your calorie count, you optimize your lifting, you optimize your coffee. Stop it. Yes, there is a such thing as over-optimization, and switching savings accounts every 6 months to earn 0.1% more interest will not do anything for you. What I really see here is people obsessing over minor hacks that maybe make them $3 or $4 more, which is really ignoring the point of money. Yes, get your numbers right, but the point of money is more fluid. Sometimes it's even more spiritual. It's about living a rich, meaningful life. So set up your system, leave it alone, and go live your rich life. So if you are serious about building your first 100K and you want to get those fundamentals locked in, then I'll show you how to master your numbers, kill your debt, and finally feel in control of your money. Watch this now.